So now that we've laid out our spreadsheet, what I've done here is kind of put in some fake data. Like if we had a class and this was what the hair colors were of the freshmen, sophomore, junior, and seniors, here's what it would be. So if you need to, pause the video here so you can see all the numbers and get the same numbers in on the screen. Use enter and tab so you can pop around the spreadsheet and quickly get in these numbers. And if you aren't using the 10 keypad on your computer, if you have a 10 keypad, go ahead and use that. So pause the video here and get this data in. All right, so once we have this data in, we have the ability to really just create some quick calculations. So I'm just gonna add I wanna know how many freshmen I have, sophomores I have, juniors I have, and seniors I have. So I can go ahead and go down to the bottom down here in row 9 and I can put in a total. Just grab a quick sum function right up here on the home tab, sum up B3 through B8. And remember that once you have that sum in there, you don't have to create it again for sophomores, juniors, or seniors. You can just handle that across and it will move across, giving you everybody. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there so I can kind of see. And then what we could really do is we could total up our total. So I can do total students and I can then calculate a sum function over here where I'm adding up the sum of each grade level, and then finding the total number of students I have in the whole class, which is 26. So you can see that I can find a total of a total to be able to calculate that overall number. And I'm gonna go ahead and take those two cells and I'm gonna bold those. Okay, so now really quick, just so I know that this spreadsheet looks good, I'm gonna take my hair colors by grade level, select A1 through E1, merge and center that, and make it a title cell using my cell styles. And then I'm going to highlight my total row and make it a total row. Okay, so looking at this, I've got a good spreadsheet. And what I want to do is I want to chart everything. Let's just start by charting everything, right? So when you're charting something or you're creating a graph of something, you first select the data and the labels of what you want to chart, and then you can go and develop a chart from it. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to actually start in this blank cell A2 here because I want to include the hair colors and I want to include the grade levels. So I'm going to start in cell A2 and I'm going to drag through. And this blank cell actually helps a lot because it helps Excel know that the left side is all the hair colors and the top is all the grade levels. And you actually have this quick analysis toolbar that pops up at the bottom down here when you select something. And one of those options is to chart this. And you'll be able to be suggested the different types of charts you should use. So are you going to use a clustered chart, a stack chart? Maybe you're going to use a bar chart rather than a column chart, maybe a scatter plot, or you can do more. You can also insert a chart by going to the Insert tab. So on the Insert tab, there's a whole group for charts. There's so many charts in here that you can do. You've got bar and column charts. You've got tree maps and sunbursts. You have line charts, area charts. You have pie charts, donut charts, 3D pie charts. You've got scatter plots, bubble plots. You've got histograms, box and whiskers. You've got combo charts where you're mixing a line chart with a bar chart. You've got waterfalls, funnels, stocks, surfaces, radars. So many options that you can do. It's crazy, right? And then you've also got recommended charts. So you could really go to recommended charts, which again is going to show you the same charts that the quick analysis toolbar showed you. And you can see that it's recommending that we do a column chart or a bar chart, which essentially are the same thing. One just goes up and down and one goes left to right. And that's because we're taking all this information, we're comparing it. So when you're comparing and contrasting stuff, you generally use a bar or column chart. If you're charting data over time, you're using a line chart, right? And if you're charting things of a whole or out of a percentage, you're going to use a pie chart. So those are your three basic ones. And then you have scatter plots, which you use a lot in math and science when you have a lot of different forms of data and you're trying to find trends. In this case, I'm just going to select the first chart that it gives me as a recommended chart and click OK. You'll see when you do that, it inserts onto the spreadsheet. It even covers up our table. So you can take the chart and you can move it. So I'm going to move it down below here so I can see it and the table at the same time. And you can see what's charting and what's not. What's really cool too is, let's say a student gets added and for juniors, multicolor, we get a student who gets added to our class, a junior who has multicolored hair. So I'm going to go here to D7 and I'm just going to type a 1 instead of a 0, hit enter. And you'll see that the total number of students updates, the total number of juniors updates, but the chart also updated. Okay. So what's really cool is these charts are all linked because when I click on the chart, somebody click on this chart, you'll see that it's showing me where it's getting the labels in the legend, where it's getting the labels for the grade, right? For the legend, and then for the x-axis, and then also where it's getting all the data, the blue part. So it's really got a lot of different options to be able to put that in here. And so when we're making charts, they are linked to that spreadsheet. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to stylize this chart and really adjust it to what we want it to be.